So the question is, how do you make a great website? I've been designing and building websites for 5 years now. So I've done hundreds of websites, and recently I've been thinking a lot about what makes a great website. So I made this video just to share my thoughts on what goes into making a great website. So a quick Google search will give you this. A website is a set of related web pages located under a single domain. This is a good definition, but it's not very useful. And what do I mean by useful? Well, useful is describing something that you use to get a result. This is just a noun, it's a description. It doesn't talk about the result at all. So what makes a website useful is the first question. Websites can exist for a variety of reasons. This is Virgil Abloh's website. It's simply a collection of all of his projects and artwork and things like that. This is a display of art. It doesn't really serve a purpose other than to display. On the other hand, you've got a website like Nomad List. So a website like this is clearly driven for conversion. You can see there's an email thing here where you can add an email. You scroll down, there's social proof straight away, and then you're straight into the utility of the website, which is to find places which are good for remote working. So it begs this question: is your website being built as an art project, or is it a piece of design to achieve some kind of business outcome? I believe the best creations on earth do both. All of my idols, all the people I look up to, the late, great Virgil, James Dyson, Steve Jobs, they all operate at the intersection of technology and art. But fear not, I am not about to give you a lecture on how to make art. That's a conversation for another day. I want to talk about websites that actually make money. How do you build a website that actually gets results for your brand or your business or your company or whatever it may be? So to do this, I need to sketch it out and show you. Okay, forgive my strange contraption. This is how I'm going to show it. So we have a website, like so. It'll have some logo here, and a CTA here and here. It'll have some headline saying you should do this, and then a big CTA here saying come and do it. So here's a web page, as the Google definition says. Now you have to think this sits on a laptop. So we're trying to make this, but I want to think about the context that it's in. So you have to imagine this has a big head in front of it of someone who is looking at the screen. And this person has arrived via some kind of marketing channel, SEO, paid ads, socials, blog, referral. So somewhere along here, this person has visited your website. So in this context, now we're thinking, what exactly is the website doing? So now I think it helps to change the definition of a website from a section of web pages to a tool in your sales and marketing funnel that gets a user to do an action that drives your business forward. This could be a direct sale, it could be signing up for a list of some kind, it could be downloading a resource in exchange for an email. Now obviously the problem is there's millions of people who might go on your website, so we need to break them down into categories to try and figure out who they are and how to get them to do what we want them to do. So if you look here, this is the classic way of thinking about this. The 5 levels of marketing awareness. Personally, I think this is a bit too complicated for our purpose. I want you to imagine you've gone shopping. There's 3 types of ways that you or a person or anyone will go shopping. Let's say you're going to a clothes shop to buy some clothes. So the first type, you know exactly what you want, you've seen it online, you've seen an ad for it, you've seen your favorite influencer wearing it, you're ready to buy. You're just gonna walk into the shop, go straight to your item, take it to the checkout and buy it. So that's number 1. That's a very important person in the journey. Second type is someone who's comparing options. So you've got a few ideas of different shirts that you want to get. you go into the shop and you try them on and you see which one you like, which one fits well, which one has a nice material. Third type is I'm just browsing. I'm just having a look. This is someone who's not ready to buy yet for whatever reason, but they are very important because they will be ready to buy, or they could be ready to buy in the future if you play your cards right. So back to my scribble pad. Now I want to imagine the website like this. Remember, we have 3 different types of customer. So this is your typical simplified website structure. So now we're going to think about the user journeys of each of those people. So number 1, ready to buy. This is their section. They know what they want, they're coming for it. So you need to know, based on your marketing, what is this item. So like, let's say this is Apple and they've just released a new iPhone. It will say iPhone 17. Buy now, sign up for the waiting list or whatever it may be. So the first person, they're ready to buy. Your goal is to make this section as smooth as possible so that they don't have any trouble searching for it, because any difficulty that stands in their way is going to stop them potentially from purchasing. If you've got 10,000 people viewing this section and the buy now button is down here, then that person there'll be a few people who drop out and you'll lose sales. Then these sections are for 2. So they're comparing options. So this is where you start to sell your service and explain how it's positioned differently to competitors and the features it has, the pain points it solves, what outcome is it going to help them achieve in life. Everyone's got fears and dreams. This is where you start tapping into that and explaining to number 2, who's comparing options, why your product is the best. Number 3, just browsing. This is where you have little links here to more resources. Now these could be like super fans, they could love your stuff, they could be learning about your brand. So it's important to create content that caters to them as well. And don't forget that every single person who clicks on one of these links is going to build up the domain authority of your site, because Google ranks your site based on how long someone stays on the site for and how many pages they visit. Those are some of the metrics they use. So those people, yes, they're not ready to buy, but you can still use their intent for your benefit. And if you provide enough value to them, you can turn them into a customer in the future. Let's go through some examples. So Airbnb, if you're going to Airbnb, you might be ready to buy, you might be browsing, but I want to highlight the fact that they don't have a big headline saying, we are a online vacation rental property platform catered to adventurers and explorers. There's no fluff, there's no nonsense, and it just gets straight into search for a destination, add your dates and add your guests, and just start browsing straight away. So there's no friction between someone arriving at Airbnb and then someone starting the journey of checking out. Obviously this is because Airbnb is a well-established brand. They've built up that brand so lots of people know what it is, so you don't need to have that messaging there. For a younger brand, you might need to still have some messaging, but this is a great example of optimizing your website for a ready-to-buy customer. So how might we do this? Let's say you're a solar panel company for real estate developers. So you have your headline, which has your unique value proposition. What do we do? Who do we help? And what problem do we solve for them? For a young startup company, this is something you might do instead. So you might not have something to sell immediately. It's not an e-com store, it's a service business. So you have book a free consultation. Or for someone who's potentially not ready to do that, they're still gathering information, you have this secondary CTA, download some kind of deck or informative, valuable resource, and in exchange for that, you can collect their email, and you can use the email you can basically add them to your sales list and reach out to them separately and start to get to know them a bit and see if they're ready to buy in the future. So this is an example from Apple for people comparing options. So this is where, as you scroll down the page on the Apple website for Mac, you start to see all the things and the features that it has. So here they're showing how nice the software is, they're showing what you can do with it, they're showing Apple Intelligence, the battery life, all this generic stuff, to be honest. But this is where the marketing for level 2 comes in. You start messaging saying what is unique about your product, because this is someone who needs to be educated a bit more to bring them into the buying window. So again, bring that to our example, as you scroll down the page now you start getting specific, and now you probably want to rank this on the level of pain point it is. So map out all your pain points for all the things you solve for your customers. Make the most painful one at the top and then go down like that. And here is your opportunity to hit that pain point with a headline. This is how we fix it. And then here's point 1, point 2, point 3, which are the features which reassure you that that is being fixed. And now this is where you might want to have a nav that stays up there so they can book a call at any point, so they're still ready to do that call to action if they see the right information. And this is a great example from Herman Miller, which is in a category that I would say is just browsing. So Herman Miller sell very high-end, very luxury chairs, office chairs. You can sit in all day, you can work all day. I would love to have one. I don't have one yet. They have on their website, they have a knowledge section and a stories section for fans of the brand, people interested in design, people interested in chair design. They can come here, learn more about the brand and build up that trust and understanding of the brand. So as that person in the future comes into the buying window, as they make more money or have more disposable income, they already know Herman Miller very well. Also, this is going to do a world of good for Herman Miller's SEO and search and where it sits in the Google search results. So they've done a great job of creating a place for not just people ready to buy, not just people comparing their options, but people who are gathering information, and they will, in years to come, become customers. So to wrap it up, the thing people are late to understand in 2025 in the world of social media, TikTok, Instagram, websites aren't boring. They are the last step of your funnel. If someone has come to your website, that means they've got off the dopamine circus that is Instagram. They've got off the dopamine merry-go-round of TikTok, and they've actually gone and made the attempt to visit your website, which is a very strong buying signal. Maybe in 2010, 2005, people would just explore websites for fun. Not anymore. They're coming because they want something from you. So this has become a very high leverage point to do work that can help your business grow. So next time you're designing a website, take a deep breath, take 10 minutes, think about what you want, think about what your business needs the user to do, and then design the website in such a way that optimizes for each of these 3 different types of customer. There's so many analytics platforms out there now. Webflow has an amazing new tool called Analyze. So test your designs with data. If you have a hero section that you want to optimize for customer type 1, track it. See how many people arrive, see how many people start scrolling, see how many people click buy, see how many people leave the page after just visiting the hero section. Add referral links to your socials to find out who's coming from where, and yeah, optimize it into the future. Never forget, the first Dyson Hoover was built after 5,127 different iterations. So keep going, keep launching, keep building, keep creating, test it, iterate it, improve it, and your business will work itself out.